Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're just freaked out. Get ready for defeat now. I'm gonna make you bleed out. Listen on repeat now and weed out all the weak now. Get up.
Oh, hey, I can take these off. I'm not gaming right now. All right. Well, I'm coming through fuzzy. Fuck it. I'll get better internet one of these days. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Give it a like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We are 3 viewers off of a whole 2,000 subscribers. So go ahead and hit us with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you could. Mama O'Quill, no name, how you guys doing? I gotta stop trying to cross my legs under this desk. I keep on knocking my camera everywhere. Oh. Yeah, that can stay. There's my older brother. That's Senior Reverend Kevin Berryhill, which, by the way, big bro, on the Discord, there's talk of me becoming a reverend, so I'm going to be joining or following in your footsteps, probably for the exact same reasons, to piss off churches and marry whoever I want. Carol Kincaid, Mama O'Quill on the other side. Okay. And thank you very much for viewing on 2 different platforms, Mama O'Quill. Yeah, Reverend Trevor Berryhill. There's already a Reverend Kevin Berryhill. I mean, when you got a talent, you got a talent. And so, for some reason, people don't want to hear the truth unless it has a title in front of it. So I will put that title in front of my name. So then I guess I could be Reverend Specialist Berryhill. It'll be a good time. A very big good time. Now, I got 8 viewers. 8's enough. This camera's doing funny things. I feel like people have forgotten exactly who the hell 810 is. And, you know, whoever is going to be watching this on the Facebook and YouTube side is, you know, channel checkers. Go ahead and make sure this one doesn't get monetized, because there's going to be a lot of F-bombs today and enough truth to probably hurt some feelings. Let me check my settings real quick. Yeah, cool. So, oh, there's Ms. Rose Morrow. Don't worry, we got some truth for her too. Not about her, because she's already truthful, but we got some truth for her too. I think people seem to have forgotten who the hell 810 is. We aren't your fucking friends. I don't care if you're in office, out of office, around town. If you do wrong, we're going to talk about you. And just because we've been nice this election cycle, because number one, I have to keep my ass nice and calm, because what I do reflects on others, those that happen to be running for office. I've been nice and calm. But that doesn't give people license to run around and talk about us, to run around and start problems in our backyard. I'll be 100% honest with you right now. We value our peace here, but we are willing to put it down for the right fight, and many of you are trying to choose that fight for us. In politics, there are no friends. There's only interest, and some of you have really caught my fucking interest this week. Over the past month, in fact. If you really, really want to start some shit, wait until after these elections. Let's go ahead and carry on the business of the city. I've got Ms. Rose Morrow on the Facebook side. Ms. Rose Morrow is trying her damnedest to get into that first ward seat and try to do some good. I don't need to be taking away from that, and neither do you. If anyone wants to step up and have a shot at the king here, at the champ, if you want to be throwing some verbal jabs, let's wait until after the elections in November. Otherwise, well, a lot of truth gets spilled out rather fast. And it happens whether you want it or not. I really, really, really want to concentrate on our candidates right now. But if anyone and everyone wants to go ahead and take a swing, you got one more week to figure it out. This is the only warning. Mickey and Winters, they're nice folks. And let's face it, Mickey is a man who likes to keep his peace. Mickey is a man who will tell the truth in a tactful way. Winters is a nice, kind of classy woman who will tell you who you are up and down, make you feel 2 inches tall, and make you feel like you have a smaller IQ. I'll just rip your ass the fuck up. Because I ain't have no fucking skeletons in a closet for people to bring out. And now, unless you guys want to come traipsing around some swamps in Florida, you can't touch me neither. Oh, Tony, you noticed some things have changed in the background. I'm just saying. Either keep it to the elections right now, run your candidate. If you're for Leon, you're for Leon. If you're for Rose, you're for Rose. If you're for Miss Carol, you're for Miss Carol. Don't be drawing my eye to you. I mean, we had one just last week decide to insult the host of a candidate forum on a live broadcast. And the host, two of them, happen to run this platform. And she's been getting free fucking advertising for months. 7th Ward, you guys got to choose, because I'm not going to call anyone's name out. You can have what you have, or you can have what you don't. That's on you. That's on you. And I'm not going to. All right. Someone is hitting me with, you need to be washed in the blood of Jesus, and shame on you, on your tongue, that you speak in words of filth. We're just going to say, time out. I don't need to be hearing from you right now. I'm not in a good mood. Anyway, Dildren, you can get a hold of me on Facebook, Trevor Berryhill. Just look for the goofer in a suit. And for anyone and everyone who wants to try to blame Winters for what happened the day before yesterday, just remember, actions do not happen in a vacuum. Reactions do not come out of nowhere. Miss T from the D, how you doing? What happened was a blatant and honestly disrespectful way of basically telling 810, thanks for the free advertising, fuck you. I ain't cool with that. I don't think anyone else should be. I mean, I like my news without opinions. Where are you going to get news without opinions? It's not Channel 4. It's not ABC 12. It's not Fox. It's not CNN. It's not MSNBC. Where are you getting news without opinions? I don't see it. And 810 has built itself up on giving you news, giving you facts, giving you background, as well as giving you our opinions. 99% of the time, our opinions are formed by what we show you, by what we can prove. And if you don't like that, well, not my problem. I've got a lot of problems in my world. Other people's opinions, not so much. I'll tell you right now, there's only a few people I actually give a damn what I think about me. My wife in the other room, my older brother in the comments, with Mickey and Winters. My wife has stood next to me through some problems. My brother stood with me my entire life. Mickey and Winters put their careers, put their reputation on the line, and have stood with me through some hard times. We've gone through change of sponsor. We have no sponsors except for the ones that have been sponsoring the morning bump. So give a shout out to Lento Law Group. Give a shout out to Ms. Bev Biggs for candidate for 3rd Ward. How about Mr. Sheriff Swanson? You know what I mean? But these sponsors don't tell us what to do, and we like that. Mickey and Winters have been with me, or I've been with them through what now, 3 sets? Technically 3.5 if you count what's behind me. Been through a change of regime, change of money flow, and hey, we're just starting to make that happen now, and now we're having events. And you want us to stop that? You want us to stop being who we are? Hell, tagging on after the morning bump, Mr. Jordan Sheridan releasing a book, and he's been talking with Mickey for months. I met the man once myself. He's a really cool dude. Which reminds me, Mr. Sheridan, We the Poisoned coming out August 6th. You go ahead and go to Amazon now. I will go ahead and even drop a link. Copy and paste. Go ahead and pick that up. Good advertising. Remember our 3.5%, Mr. Sheridan. I ain't Mickey. I'm not asking for no 35. 3.5. Show us some love. Or a couple signed copies would be even better. And remember to drop mine off with Mickey, please. Anyway. I think that does the beginning of it. That's been welling up for a little while. Because ever since we came out here, or I came out here, people seem to have forgotten that I exist. People seem to think that just because I'm far away means that I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what the fuck gave you that idea. The internet has everything within finger's reach. Oh, you can go through and look up anything you want on there. Such as Mr. Sheridan's book, which I think a little bit of his research was done online, but most of it was done good old-fashioned journalism. Good old gumshoe. Hey, Tia Harris, how you doing today? Now, I do want to go over something that I heard Went to say earlier today, and it was a quote from Neely, and it gives such great fucking context to the character of Neely. And knowing some things that we know now about him, some horrible, horrible context. Neely said that Flint is like a child to be molested. Neely's words. Paraphrasing, obviously, because I don't have the book in front of me. I'm not cool enough to get an advanced copy like Miss Wintersall here. Okay. But now we know. Now we know. Remember, when those words came out, it was 2019. 2023, one of Neely's closest associates, Mr. John Cole, a child diddler, kind of gives you some context. Maybe it enlightens us as to what those two would talk about behind closed doors. And the way Neely put it up, or presented it, that the governor and the mayor are conspiring to cut the state rep and the state senator out. That tells you everything you need to know right there. He wanted in on the deal, which is why he had to get the mayorship. To my T from the D, go back and listen to the morning bump. Winters Hall gave us some beautiful excerpts from the book. Yes, he compared Flint to a child to be molested. And now we know something that Jordan Sheridan did not know at the time, that Neely was running around with a pedophile. Uh-oh. Someone's already yelling at me. All right, that'll be taken care of. We're going to wait a week on that one. Anyway. He said, yes, jewels were dropped. Neely was trying to bill himself as a responsible adult. In reality, Neely was trying to become the parent, the mayor in this case, to sell the child. We can tell by the way he's moved around Flint. He's positioned himself to be in very powerful positions, positions that have sway over a lot of money, positions that he can influence who gets contracts on what, on construction, on this, on that. And all he had to do is not fix the pipes. The man has been mayor of Flint since mid 2019, I believe. And somehow the only number he can give is above 90% on pipe replacements. The state had to come in and fix it. Well, at least the yards. The state's still not doing anything about pipes. They've been found in contempt so many times. They've been behind on schedules so many times, and yet he says he's doing a good job. This is what he meant. He wanted to be the parent to sell the child. He wanted to be the person in charge to sell the key to Flint so he can make money, so he can be in control, so he can be in power. He put himself there. That is the point. He wanted Weaver out so he can get in there. How much time and how much money and how much energy have this people of the city of Flint had to put through just to live, just to get basic necessities? And this slimy little greaseball decides to run forth, put himself in that running. So, if you guys are like me and want to know even more of the story, want to know even more of these little insider conversations, please click the link that I've posted above. I'll go ahead and post it again. And get yourself a copy of this book. Releases August 6th. You can get it from Amazon, which is where I'm putting it out there. At least that's the site I'm hitting it from. I've already pre-ordered my copy, and as a special treat on 8/10 day, so 8 days from today, during the raffles, I will be doing a online participant only raffle to give away this book. I will buy it out of my own pocket, and I will have it shipped directly to your house or Amazon. Because I believe that more people need to know exactly what has gone on. And the sad part is, it isn't just the people, the government of Flint. They have backers and supporters who they've either brainwashed and made them believe that they're doing something good, a good job, a good this, a good that, or that are blindly supporting them because not Weaver, not Tanya, not anyone. And just, well, I'll vote for this person based off the fact that they're not the other person. Hey, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You're not standing for your beliefs. You're falling into a pit trap there. Yes, Ms. Beverly Barnes, Mr. Sheridan is having a book signing election day in Flint, and I hope he gets around to some of those polls. I hope some people there will have their books with them, and maybe he'll sign them for them. That would be really cool. I would get with Mickey or Wintis to see the exact time and location for that, Miss Barnes. Hell, I just lost my entire train of thought. I'm sorry, I'm getting grumpy again. And the fact that this man has said all this, I kept hearing Mickey today saying, get your stationery, you're going to be writing some love letters. I think at this point, the amount of damage control Neely's going to have to do, he's going to have to write a book of his own. Just an entire book of "I'm sorry, I fucked up. I had a drink in me or two, and I might have been too open." And the people that he surrounds himself with. I'm sorry. When a relative of mine says that she believes that when the mayor does good, the city does good. The mayor's doing pretty fucking well for himself, and the city seems to be doing pretty fucking bad. And this book seems to show why. How can one man go from working as a sound engineer without a degree, mind you, at a local TV news station to being a millionaire, literally worth $1 million plus bucks? Let me take a look and be sure of my math here. Sheldon Neely net worth. Family, education, early career. Let me see. I know he said somewhere about having $1 million plus degree or $1 million plus dollars, but how can a man go from that to having $1 million plus dollars when the work doesn't really make sense? Even if you save every fucking city or every fucking cent that he has made from being city councilman, state rep, and mayor, that doesn't even mount up to $1 million. Hell, even if you throw his wife's salary in there, it doesn't equal $1 million. So where's it coming from? How is this man sitting there with so much money? Because he sold the baby. Who knew? Who knew? Now I'm going to go ahead and drop you from justfactsvotesmart.org. Going through this just tells you people that you need to be weary of. Sheldon Neely was rated 100% by Clean Water Action Michigan. That sounds like some bullshit. Mama Aquila, is your water clean right now? Sheldon Neely was rated 99% by Michigan League of Conservation Voters. How's that river looking? I don't think any wildlife or any natural conservation has been taking place there. Sheldon Neely was endorsed by Michigan Realtors. Well, that makes sense. A realtor can walk in and buy up several occupied homes for less than $1 million and make several homeowners now renters. Sheldon Neely was rated 17% by the NRA. That needs to go down. Sheldon Neely was rated 45% by National Federation of Independent Business. Oh, you're in Bucktown. Eee. All right. Well, my Flint friends and family, how's your water looking right now? Here's the deal. Flint has been sold out time and time and time again. People have hurt Flint time and time and time again. Ms. Rose Morrow is promising change. The reason I like her is because I think she'll just show up, get the information, vote, and leave. That's what I really want from city council. We don't need a circus every time. Right? Ms. Bev for the 3rd Ward. The reason I like her, she'll butt heads with both sides. Don't do right by the people, you don't do right by the people. She will sit there and get in a fight with anyone on that council if they're trying to give themselves money or show a political interest, a favor for a friend. We'll see what happens with the 2nd Ward. And we'll see what happens with the 7th Ward. I don't care about either one of those now. 2nd Ward, if we get that recall in, I'll start caring. But this is the 4th attempt. And let's face it, when the city clerk has got your back and will discount as many votes as you need just not to be on a ballot, you tend to lose a little bit of faith. Then we got our state rep. We got Michael Clack running for that. I happen to know the guy personally. Weird. We might have a show together sometimes when he has time. Weird. But just because I like the man and I know him isn't the reason why I'd say vote for him. He knows how to make laws. He knows what's right. He knows what's wrong. And the man may drop a cuss word every now and then. That's fine. I'd rather a person that shows me who he is on and off camera. I honestly believe he has the best interest of the city in heart. Whereas his opponent in this primary is married to the man who sold Flint. The man who so crassly compared Flint to a child ready to be, in his words, molested. Now tell me I'm wrong. Can we trust her? Obviously, her, how do we put this? Her sense of judgment is off if she's willing to marry a man like that. I'm not 100% sure I could trust her with even my hair at that point. We got a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of people trying to distract from the work, and I have to ask or wonder why. Why are people trying to take mine, Mickey's, and Wentus's eyes off of this election onto them? What are they gaining from it? Why are you picking fights this close? What do you get from it? Are you being paid? Or do you have a special interest that we happen to not align with? Remember, we aren't to be controlled. We've said that before. We will not be. We've been there. We've done that. And we've had several people either try overtly telling us what to do or trying covertly, trying to tell us, well, I don't like the way you're moving. I don't like the way you're doing things. Then buy in. Buy in. Triple what myself, Mickey, and Wentus have put in. And maybe we'll listen to you. Until then, shove it. Your opinion don't matter. You're not going to tell us what to do and how to do it, especially when it's trying to get us to put out your information to what viewers we have. Wentus and Mickey, and there's several hundred in the morning. The Wentus Hall Show viewers. My favorite people, the ranters right here, as well as the family in the treehouse. If you know, you know. We got the folks from Community Conversations. You're trying to influence things by influencing us, and it just ain't going to work. I can't wait for next week. The elections happen, and then week after, we go back to our regularly scheduled program with City Council while everyone's running in the generals. Many babies, unfortunately, were not protected or molested under their mother's nose. Criminal, you can't afford a candidate that looks the other way. Vote Clack. Ms. Beverly Barnes, you have said that in the best way possible. How can you turn a blind eye to the evils that your husband is doing and then go along with it up in Lansing, where her only job is to step aside and let the mayor do what the mayor does for the people that tells him to do it, namely the Motts? Let's see. Ms. Kincaid, Ms. Carol M. My belief is that we remain at risk until all the mains as well as service lines are replaced. Some homes may need new home lines. Not all homes are at risk, so assessing that may be needed. Honestly, if you don't have PVC pipes, and if your PVC pipes were not replaced just after, all home lines need to be replaced. Because even PVC can hold on to corrosion. But instead of that being a priority, it's planting fucking willow trees. It's planting more trees. It's giving $10,000 to the second ward to cut some lawns when, my God, we have a city blight department with more ride-on mowers than the fucking my neighbors. And then we've got the county blight department as well as the county land bank with entire fleets of mowers, as well as their clean team initiative. You've got entire fleets of mowers out there, but we need to give another 10,000. It's showing you that the residents of Flint are not the priority. It's time to get your heads on straight and vote to where we are the priority. If you aren't in Flint, then your hometown, your city council, your mayor there. Otherwise, you could very well end up like Flint or federal. Look at candidates that not just seem to have your interest, but show that they have your interest at heart. Because at the end of the day, if you aren't holding people to the fire, if you're not keeping them accountable, they will run off on you. Honestly, I was thinking today, since I have to spray my property for mosquitoes, God damn, I wonder if this works on politicians. And if it does, should I just spray Flint? Because Flint is infested with more than just bad pipes. It's infested with politicians. And I don't call everyone that runs for office a politician. I was told the willow trees are a living installment of some sort and told I should be better informed. What the fuck is a living installment? Ms. Carol M. Kincaid, I do not condone violence, however, pause. You should have backhanded the shit out of someone for telling you that. The fuck is a living installment? I mean, I know that living installment is costing, what, $40,000 to some hippie from not in Flint? I mean, hell, the man went up there asking for money and a faded ass shirt, some ripped up pants, and some sandals. Couldn't even be bothered to throw on a polo. Not are you plagued like any politician, as the old joke goes, politician, Greek for many, poly, and ticks, blood-sucking parasites. Parasites are often dangerous and will kill you. How many parasites have run through those offices in Flint and killed loved ones? They're in action currently with police in shootings. Now they're lying to you, saying that crime is down. Tanya Burns earlier, technically last week, a week ago from tomorrow, showed the graphs, showed that certain crimes are up, most of them violent. Or your pipes. I mean, how often do you see your emergency services in Flint running around? I can tell you, I'm a more qualified medic than the people they have on the City of Flint ambulance. They can't even give you oral medications. So if you're in trouble, just go find a soldier. Go find a soldier from circa 2010 or sooner who went through basic. Not only can they give you oral medications, they can also stop bleeding. They can also assess you for why you've stopped breathing well. Oh, yeah, and they can give you an IV bag. Go find a soldier. There you go. Big ass skeeters and ticks. Blood sucking parasites all over. What you should be looking for in candidates are people who get into office and who lose money. Because those who, God damn, I need this. Hey, little mama. I need to thin my mustache. Keeps on tickling my nose. People who lose money when they get into office. Why? Because it shows that they are putting more time and energy into the people around them than into their own bank account. Seriously, take a look. If they're willing to miss work to go out into their district, into their ward, into the city itself, and identify problems, and then go back to their office and identify a fix to those problems that isn't just throwing money at it, but trying to get it down to the nitty gritty and as much of an actual fix as possible, starting from the root cause outward. And they're losing time, money, and sleep over finding that one solution. That is the person you want to vote for. And that's in any election. Mama O'Quill, Flint does not have an ambulance service. I would call it an Uber ride to the hospital. Hey, Carol Lewis and little mama, tell your son thank you. Unfortunately, it does need to be thinned out. Keep on scratching my nose here. It might be allergies, but I think it might be my beard or my mustache tickling. Now, guys, we're just going over what we should be looking for in a candidate right now. Someone who's attentive, someone who doesn't let the fact that they're a candidate get to their head. You can see it with Liddell Lewis before she ever got into office. I am candidate Dr. Liddell Lewis. And as far as I know, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I know, elected officials don't deserve any more respect than you or I. Honestly, I believe they owe us more respect. In every sense of the word, they are receiving money from you to perform a service. They are lesser than the pizza man, honestly, because at least I can appreciate what a pizza man brings me, and he usually brings it on time. Any politician or elected official, let's be honest, it's always late, never as good as it needs to be, and far more expensive than it should be. Tip your pizza man. Fuck your officials. Flint is very dense with veterans, our least recognized resource. I honestly believed Flint should have reached out to our veterans to help organize water recovery at all levels. Carol, as someone who my wife says I cannot civilian pretty well, is the way she says it. I can wholeheartedly agree with this. Many veterans are just looking for the next thing to give them purpose, and organizing veterans to organize water recovery or hell, even water distribution would have given many recently ETS'd or exited soldiers and sailors and Marines and airmen that purpose that they were looking for. I'm sorry, I came on here today and it has been a week and I'm trying to hold it together and not go after everyone that's pissed us off. Because like I said, we got to worry about these elections more than people poking the bear with the stick. And they've got a week to get together because screw it. I know Wentis, Clack, and Mickey are going to talk about the election on Tuesday. I know it's going to be a hot topic Wednesday and Thursday, and by Friday, it's going to be talked out. So then I just get to go in on people. Things will calm down for a little bit. But Some people just keep getting out of pocket. It's almost like Flint or people forgot who we are and what we do here. Because you don't have to be elected to be a fucking scumbag. You could just be a leech and a parasite that calls up any sort of problem, try to make it your own, and then try to make a buck off of it. We've seen several of those around. Not all problems happen to be elected. Some unelected problems cause more issues than the elected ones. You have some that jump out there and are willing to make something so small into the biggest issue. So now you're overlooking the true ones. Why? Because it's something they can talk about, something that they can draw attention to themselves. Here's the thing. No individual should be the focus of attention on any issue. On any issue, it is the group of the impacted. And calling back and forth what you've done from the beginning to what you've done now does absolutely nothing. Your credibility is in how you move, not in what you've done. I don't give a rat's ass. But I do have to give a shout out right now, and I usually don't. I usually don't for other podcasts, pure and simple. However, in a time like this, where people are going at each other's throats over candidates, it's well known. I like Ms. Rose Morrow. I think she is one of the best people for that seat. And I happen to not like the incumbent. Jon Snow of Flint After Dark. I've seen him put up things for Leon. I've not gone after Jon Snow because that is his choice and he is more than entitled to it and he doesn't need my harassment. And on the same token, Jon Snow has not come after me for me liking Ms. Rose Morrow. So I have to give a shout out to him because in this time where we are all divided based on how we're voting, with me and him having the problems that we've had before, with him and 810 having the problems that we've had before, and we've come to this really nice place where, yeah, there are some small problems still, but nothing that we can't get over with a text message. Like Mickey was saying yesterday, conflict resolution starts from the two individuals. And there are times where we text each other and we take care of it. I have to give a shout out to Mr. Snow or Terrence or whatever he's going by. The man's got more profiles than I got fingers and toes. That we have kept this shit proper, that we have not gone after each other based on who we're endorsing. I can't say endorsing because 810 doesn't endorse, but who we like. So next time you guys see him pop up, give him a attaboy, or no, that's the wrong word. Hey man, that's awesome. Because let's face it, any time else from 2022 to today, you'd have two competing platforms fighting it out all day, every day. So I have to thank him for his maturity because honestly, I saw Leon pop up on his stuff and I'm going, man, here we go again. Instead, we still get texts from each other. That is 100% it. Civility means a lot. Instead of looking at the candidate, we're recognizing each other as a person. And I think a lot of us need to be doing that on a more regular basis. Because there may be Rich Jones supporters here. And I've given Rich a prod in the right direction before. I'm happy to, or I'm not happy, but to say it, but I don't think he's the right man for the third ward. But if he gets in, I wanted to give him some, what I like to see from him. And if you happen to be a Rich Jones supporter here and you aren't ripping up the chat and just insulting everyone, props to you. I mean, if you happen to be a Mayor Neely supporter and you aren't sitting here trying to detract or fight every one of these comments, I may not agree with you, but props to you for not picking fights. Because that's one thing I will not tolerate in my comment section, especially while I'm in control of the stream yard during Trevor's rant. Fights and disrespect goes out the window. I'm not dealing with disrespect anymore. Let me see. People like Liddell, Quincy, Leon, Judy need a title in front of their names because they don't feel good about who they are and what they're doing. I disagree with that, Sherry. I think they're feeling pretty good with higher bank accounts than the rest of us. However, I do think that on each piece of clothing they have needs to be like NASCAR. You know, who's supporting this politician? We've got Tia Harris. I agree in its maturity. Civility means a lot. Wholeheartedly agree. Miss Taz. That's true, Trev. Certain individuals keep dwelling on what they did at the beginning of the water crisis. That's what's up, and no disrespect, but it's 2024. The fight continues. Hell yeah. And no name. People tend to miss the bigger picture regardless of what side it should be for the betterment of the people of Flint. Nothing else matters. Most people are chasing shadows. Wholeheartedly agree with that. And remember, Flint isn't the only city in America that has problems. It is what we all congregate here for on 810 and in our comments. But there are several small cities that would never get a fucking news camera to go through them. And if you happen to be in one of those cities, you need to start speaking out. You need to go on Facebook, start a live. All you need is a webcam and some sort of mic, like the one on top of my computer and the one right here, and talk about it and show what's wrong and why it's wrong. Tell your friends and family what is going on. And if you happen to be in a larger city, like Pittsburgh, I've seen several podcasters complaining about Pittsburgh and its refusal to have police respond to anything between the hours of like 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. Well, that feels wrong. It feels like a purge. Because politicians will pass things, anything, everything, if they think they can. If they think there will be no blowback, give them blowback daily. Hell, I don't care if you like what they're voting for. Say, yeah, this was great, but, and keep them on their toes. Make sure that they don't root themselves. Miss Jessica, how you doing today? You can never let a politician feel comfortable. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you like them or not. They can never feel comfortable. Because the second they do is the second they think that I can treat myself this one time. Or the second they do is the second they think, well, no one's going to care. It doesn't matter how it affects people. No one's going to care. You have to show them different. Flint has been in this death spiral for decades. And at first, no one cared. No one seemed to care until the water crisis. And then 10 years on, you can maybe only get 20 people in those city council chambers for the first 2 hours. And you see what happens. And because no one was speaking up except for a very, very small group of people, they decided they can do whatever they want. And the first step was trying to silence the media. They threw Mickey and Winters into the back. Threw them into the back. Why? So they can report less. Why? Because they don't like being called out. They got comfortable. From the day that a politician steps foot in the office to the day they step out, they should feel uncomfortable. Anytime they work in their official capacity, they should feel like 1,000 eyes are on them, that they, no matter what they do, they should feel like they've done it wrong. They should, goddamn dog. They should feel like they've done it wrong, or they could do better. Don't care about your ground news. I'll try. Anyway, Since the wife is deciding to barge in and let a dog in, I think that'll do me for today. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned tonight for Carol. Then we've got Tanya tomorrow. And then we've got Flint Unite with Sister Audrey, I believe, Sunday. All right, sorry, that just popped up. Jerry Winfrey Carter and Michael Clack have been in the game for a while and haven't caved yet. Good. Keep on them. Make sure they don't. Period. Michael Clack is one of my best friends. And I'm going to be watching how he votes. And when I disagree with it, I'm going to call him. I'm going to say, Mike. Oh, yeah, the Crystal Circle. Miss Tia Harris, I do believe your autocorrect is not standing on business and is being horribly disrespectful currently. Yes, Sister Circle, I did forget, and I won't forget. Sister Circle's also on tonight. Sister Circle, and then we've got what's quickly becoming everyone's favorite poll talk on Sunday with Wentus and the ladies. But I think that does it for the Church of Rant today, guys. The wife has decided that my sacred space is viable to be infiltrated, and I must go ask her politely not to do that again. Otherwise, she will beat me. As I've told you all before, she does beat me. Take care of yourself. If there happens to be a clubhouse tomorrow, I'll see you guys there until I go hide in the treehouse. And have a good weekend. Remember, relax, hydrate, and don't get your blood pressure up before elections, because I know that we're going to have some craziness during them elections, folks. Have a good one.